You spoke about movies, and you had done a few movies in the beginning of your career. But then you stopped completely.
28.
Yeah,
28
movies. Then you stopped completely. Like what happened? Like,
I stopped Hindi movies for one reason, I stopped Gujarati movies for another reason. I stopped Hindi movies because I was making movies in 1972-73 when I was in IIM. And I was making them before the new age movies came. So people like Saeed Mirza and these people hadn't started making movies yet. Shabana and Nasiruddin weren't making movies yet. And all of my first 3 movies, all of which were on very difficult subjects, one was on incest, one was on a woman having seen her father philandering and deciding to become a single mother and have a child by herself. So these were in the early 70s, you can imagine. And none of them got released. I got awards for them because they were sent to the circuit, and I got one journalist award, some other award, but none of the films got released, and I got really frustrated. Then you know of the director Satyadev Dubey? So Satyadev Dubey and Saeed Mirza, and these were the people who were in some senses mentoring me. I had just finished the IIM, and I decided that I would take a year in Bombay figuring out whether I wanted to do films. And I was very disappointed that these films weren't getting released. So Satyadev Dubey said to me, you have to do one commercial film, you can't just give up. So he signed me up for a commercial film with Sunil Dutt. And Sunil Dutt was okay because he and Nargis knew my parents, and so it was all right. But it turned out to be a disaster. And so Satyadev said, no, you have to do one more film. Just because this is a disaster doesn't mean. So I got signed up for this film by Prakash Mehra with Amitabh Bachchan, Zeenat Aman and Vinod Khanna. And I was paired with Vinod Khanna. And we were doing a song number at the beginning of the film. Bandra was just being built up at that time, and there was this 20-story building, and on the top of this unfinished building, Vinod and I were doing a song. And I was doing a proper take. I mean, after all, I had blood, dance in my blood. And the sort of fat dance director sitting on a plastic chair went on saying, no, NG, another one. So after like 10 takes, I went to him and I said, what is happening? My sync is correct, my movement is correct, my positioning is correct. So he turns to me and says, take a dance karo. Move your tits, basically. I picked up a chair, I broke it over his head, and I walked out of the industry. So that was how I exited Hindi films.
What an exit.
Now Gujarat. No, Gujarati films, the first film I did is the equivalent of Silappatikaram to Tamil culture. It's the most famous. And it's about a young village girl who merges with Devi. So it's not a love story. But it is to Gujarati culture what Silappatikaram is to Tamil culture. Okay? And it was such an extraordinary role that when it came to me, it's called Maina Gurjari. And it's part of our folk legends, And when it came to me, I couldn't say no. So I said, chalo, ek Gujarati film bhi try karte hain. So I did it and I loved it. It was a lovely unit, and Maina Gurjari remains till today the longest running and the most successful Gujarati film ever. I did it in 1976. It ran in all theatres for an entire year, houseful. And even today, I'm out shopping or out on the street in Ahmedabad, and somebody will come and hold me and start singing a song from Maina Gurjari. Even today, 50 years later. So then I started getting lots and lots of Gujarati things. And at that time, Gujarat was a very different kind of industry. It wasn't commercialized, it wasn't vulgar. So I started doing films I was enjoying. I loved doing films. And then it just became bad films. And by that time I found dance. So. But I would love to do a film.
You did one Malayalam movie.
Danny. With TV Chandran.